Welcome to episode 3 of Big Camera Small Towns, my series where I take my big camera, the PENTAX 6.7, and document small town life here in Ohio. In this episode, we're headed 25 miles south of Columbus to the city of Circleville in Pickaway County. Circleville was settled in 1810. It was incorporated as the town of Circleville in 1814, and it officially became the city of Circleville in 1853. Now, as a city, it is a little bit bigger than some of the other towns I profiled here. Its current population estimate is around 14,000 residents spread out over 7.31 square miles. Circleville gets its name from its original layout, which was a circle in the Hopewell tradition, but residents decided this wasn't a very practical design, and by the 1850s, a standard grid layout was adopted. Now, Circleville has been somewhat known for being the home of popular vaudeville entertainer Ted Lewis, and there's still a Ted Lewis Museum downtown to this very day, although right now it's closed due to the pandemic. But the thing that Circleville is really known for is its annual pumpkin show, held the third weekend of October almost every year since 1903. They skipped a year during World War I, a couple years during World War II, and 2020 again due to the pandemic. The pumpkin show is super popular. Over 300,000 people regularly attend each year. Now, the pictures you're about to see I took during March of 2021, so you're not going to see any images of the actual pumpkin show, but you will see the famous pumpkin water tower and still get a taste of the flavor of Circleville. Stick around after the images and I'll tell you a very personal story about why a small town like Circleville has had a huge impact on my life's events. So I mentioned earlier that Circleville's main claim to fame is the annual pumpkin show. What I didn't mention is that in October of 2000, back when I was the young camera guy, my future wife and I had our very first date at the Circleville Pumpkin Show, which we documented in their photo booth. Well, exactly a year to the day later, in October 2001, we had another date at the Circleville Pumpkin Show, but this was not just any date. You see, my wife was looking around at some plastic rings at one of the vendors and said, "Oh, look at these." And that's when I dropped on one knee and said, "Why settle for one of those when you can have one of these?" And I pulled out her engagement ring, and well, here we are, 2 decades and 2 kids later. There are a lot of important decisions we have to make in life about your job, where to live, but at the top of the list for me is your choice of partner or who to marry. You get that one right, everything else just falls into place. I'm going to leave you with a few images of how everything's fallen into place for me. And until next time, do some good, have some fun, and shoot some film.